Ever feel like your living room has been taken hostage by toys? I know I have. And you're constantly stepping on rogue Legos? I'm Tim, and honestly, my feet feel your pain.
Oh, Tim. Well, I'm Edna, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. What if I told you you could reclaim your space and create a more peaceful environment for your kids?
Whoa, Edna, you're speaking my language. So what exactly are we talking about today?
We're diving deep into toy decluttering. This episode is called Toy Decluttering Hacks, Minimalist Parenting for a Peaceful Home.
Toy decluttering, huh? Sounds daunting, but incredibly necessary for like 99% of the families I know.
Probably higher. We're going to share simple, actionable strategies to reduce the toy clutter, create a calmer home, and honestly, save your sanity.
Sanity saving, now you really have my attention. Let's get to it. Okay, so where do we even begin with this toy avalanche? Because seriously, sometimes it feels like that. I remember a mom from our daycare, let's call her Sarah. She told me she felt like she was drowning in plastic.
It's so common, Tim. Overstimulation is a real thing for kids, too. And the sheer volume of toys often leads to less focused play, more mess, and definitely more parental stress. With Sarah, we talked about exactly that, how the constant visual noise was affecting both her and her little ones.
So less is actually more, huh? Kind of counterintuitive in our more is better society.
Absolutely. Think about it. When kids have fewer choices, they tend to engage more deeply with the toys they do have. I had a coaching client, we'll call her Emily, who found her son suddenly became much more creative and imaginative after they drastically reduced his toy collection.
Huh, interesting. Okay, so step one is cutting the collection down. Where do we even start the decluttering process? It feels so overwhelming.
The key is breaking it down. Don't try to tackle the whole house at once. Start with one small area, maybe a single shelf or a corner of the playroom.
Okay, that feels manageable. So then what? Do we just start tossing things?
Not quite. You want to be intentional about it. The first step is the sorting. Create 4 piles: keep, donate or sell, trash, and relocate.
Relocate? What's that for?
That's for items that might belong in a different room, like books that should be in the bedroom or art supplies that belong in a designated art area. It's about creating dedicated zones for different activities.
Makes sense. So how do we decide what goes in which pile? What are the criteria?
Great question. For the keep pile, ask yourself these questions about each toy. Does my child actually play with this? Is it age appropriate? Is it in good condition? Does it encourage creativity and imagination? Is it something that aligns with our family values?
Family values. That's a good one. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, I had another coaching family. They really valued outdoor play, so they prioritized keeping things like balls, jump ropes, and gardening tools while donating a lot of electronic toys.
Okay, that's a great example. And what about the donate or sell pile?
Those are for toys that are in good condition but your child has outgrown or no longer plays with, things that could bring joy to another child.
Yeah, that feels good, knowing it's going to a good cause. What about the trash pile? Broken toys, missing pieces?
Exactly. Anything that's beyond repair or poses a safety hazard. Don't feel guilty about tossing those.
Okay, I like this system. So we sort, we ask ourselves those key questions, and we execute.
You got it. Now here's a pro tip. Involve your child in the process, to a degree.
To a degree? What do you mean? I can see that going sideways fast.
Right. You don't want to turn it into a negotiation battle. But depending on their age, you can involve them in choosing which toys to donate. Frame it as helping other children who might not have as many toys.
Okay, that makes sense. Turn it into a positive experience. Make them feel like they're doing something good.
Exactly. But definitely pre-sort before you involve them. Don't present them with the entire collection and ask them to choose. That's a recipe for disaster. Remember, we had one family from our daycare? They tried that and ended up keeping everything because their daughter suddenly loved every single toy again.
Oh, yeah, I can see that happening. Classic. Okay, so we've decluttered. Now what? It's just going to fill up again, right?
That's where the toy rotation system comes in. This is a game changer.
Toy rotation system. Sounds fancy. Tell me more.
It's basically dividing your child's toys into groups and rotating them on a regular basis. This keeps things fresh and exciting without having all the toys out at once.
Okay, I like this. So how many groups should we create?
It depends on the amount of toys you have, but typically 3 to 4 groups works well. Store the unused groups in bins in a closet or basement.
Makes sense. Out of sight, out of mind. And how often should we rotate them?
Again, it depends on your child's age and interests, but every 1 to 2 weeks is a good starting point. Observe how they're engaging with the toys and adjust accordingly.
So it's not a rigid schedule, it's flexible.
Exactly. Think of it as an experiment. See what works best for your family.
Okay, so we've got our groups, we're rotating them. How do we make sure the toys stay organized within those groups?
That's where good storage solutions come in. Clear bins, labeled shelves, toy organizers, anything that makes it easy to see what's inside and put things away.
Labels are key, right? Especially for kids who are learning to read.
Absolutely. Picture labels work great for younger children and involve them in the labeling process. It gives them a sense of ownership and responsibility.
Okay, so declutter, rotate, organize. I'm feeling a lot less overwhelmed just hearing about it. But what about new toys, birthdays, holidays? The influx is inevitable.
That's a great point. You need a plan for managing the influx. The one in, one out rule is a good one.
One in, one out. Explain.
For every new toy that comes into the house, one old toy gets donated or sold. This helps maintain the balance and prevents the clutter from building up again.
Brilliant. That's a really simple, effective rule. I love it. What else?
Consider experience-based gifts instead of material possessions. Think tickets to the zoo, a children's museum membership, or art classes.
Yeah, those are great. Memories last longer than toys, right? Plus, they're clutter-free.
Exactly. And communicate your toy philosophy to family and friends. Let them know that you're trying to create a more minimalist environment and suggest alternative gift ideas.
That can be a tough conversation sometimes, especially with well-meaning grandparents who just love to spoil the grandkids.
I know, Tim. I remember one of our families from our coaching struggle with this a lot, but they found that being open and honest about their goals and suggesting specific clutter-free gift ideas made a big difference. They even created an Amazon wish list with books and art supplies that they actually needed.
That's smart, proactive, and helpful. Okay, so we've covered decluttering, rotating, organizing, and managing the influx. Any other tips for creating a more minimalist and peaceful play environment?
Yes. Think about creating designated play zones. Instead of having toys scattered throughout the house, create specific areas for different types of play.
So, a reading nook, an art corner, a building block area.
Exactly. This helps contain the mess and makes it easier to clean up.
And it probably helps kids focus better too, right? When they're in a designated space for a particular activity.
Absolutely. It creates a sense of order and predictability. And make sure the play areas are inviting and aesthetically pleasing. Use natural materials, soft lighting, and calming colors.
Calming colors. Definitely a good idea. So less bright, jarring plastic, more muted tones.
Exactly. Think about creating a space that you as a parent also enjoy being in. It's a space for everyone, not just the kids.
That makes so much sense. If you enjoy being in the space, you're more likely to keep it tidy.
Exactly. It's a win-win. And remember, minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's about intentionally choosing what you want to keep in your life and letting go of the rest.
I like that. It's about quality over quantity. and creating a space that supports both your child's development and your own well-being.
Precisely. And remember to be patient with yourself and your kids. It's a process, not a destination. There will be setbacks, but don't get discouraged. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, progress, not perfection, right? I think that applies to pretty much everything in parenting.
Couldn't agree more. Now, before we wrap up, let's recap those key takeaways.
Sounds good.
So first, declutter ruthlessly. Sort, ask yourself those key questions, and don't be afraid to donate or sell toys that are no longer being used.
Second, implement a toy rotation system. Divide toys into groups, store the unused groups, and rotate them regularly to keep things fresh and exciting.
Third, organize effectively. Use clear bins, labeled shelves, and other storage solutions to keep the toys contained and easy to access.
Fourth, manage the influx. Implement the one-in, one-out rule. Suggest experience-based gifts, and communicate your toy philosophy to family and friends.
And finally, create designated play zones that are inviting, aesthetically pleasing, and conducive to focused play.
Boom! 5 awesome takeaways. I feel like I could actually tackle this toy situation now.
Me too. And remember, a minimalist approach to toys can lead to a more peaceful, focused, and creative environment for your children, and a less stressed out you.
Absolutely. And less stepping on Legos in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of the Rising Parent Podcast. Huge thanks to Edna for sharing all those fantastic toy decluttering hacks.
My pleasure, Tim. And thank you all for listening. We hope you found this episode helpful.
Now, before you go, we have a super important call to action for you. We want to keep bringing you amazing content that helps you thrive as a parent.
So please, please, please subscribe to the Rising Parent Podcast wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. It really helps us reach more parents who need our support.
And even better, head over to our website, risingparent.org, and check out our other resources.
And guess what? We want to hear from you. If there's a parenting topic you're struggling with or curious about, send us a message through the website or leave a comment on one of our social media posts. We'll create an entire episode just for you.
That's right. Your request becomes our command.
And remember, new episodes of the Rising Parent Podcast are released every Monday and Friday. So be sure to tune in for more practical tips, inspiring stories, and heartfelt support.
Until next time, keep rising, parents.
You've got this.